Hey everyone, this is Ben Lieb, and I'm going to go over the looping functionality on singbluegrassharmony.com. So here we have our audio interface. These are the controls for the looping functionality. The first thing to notice is there's these little yellow teardrop things in the corners. Those are the loop boundaries. So if you move them close to each other, and then if this button here, the looping functionality is actually in an on state, meaning yellow, then when you press play, you'll loop between those two places continuously. Now that's not a very useful loop. So the best thing to do here is hit this button that says reset loop markers. That'll send them back to their starting positions. And then we'll listen to a phrase we want to learn and practice in a kind of looping fashion. So we'll have to eyeball where the little red scrubber thingy goes. So, okay, so it looks like the phrase is starting around here. Okay, it looks like around here is where, a useful phrase is ending. So let's say, I think it was around here, was it? Nope, it was here. So let's move it there. Oops, a little more. Okay, perfect. I'm not a perfectionist. Ashes of love, cold as ice. Ashes of love, cold as ice. And if you happen to be, practicing one of these parts, we can hit the solo button, say for the lead, and just hear that. Ashes of love, cold as ice. Right, I'm going to hit the stop button to stop the looping. I'll hit this button again to resume. So here we have a loop, and that'll work for this particular session. But if we want to come back on subsequent sessions and practice those same looping phrases, there's functionality for that. If you go over here to the plus sign, you'll says save loop. And if you hit that, you'll have a red bar that appears. And oh, that just kind of outlines where the loop is. If you hover over the red bar, you see a little indicator that says deactivate loop. Now, why would you ever want to do that? Well, if you want to loop something else, you hit that button, and then these indicator loopy teardrops go back to their original position, and we can make a new loop, say over here. Say here's another phrase we want to copy or not copy, we want to practice. So hit the plus icon, and now we have two loops. So just to indicate, or just to let you know that this is another icon that resets the loop markers, you could either hit that or hit this to deactivate the loop. So if you do it from up here, it'll just reset them. Okay, so now we have two loops, and we could select them just by clicking them. So then we'd loop that section or loop this section. Now, if I refresh the browser just to simulate coming back to this from another session, maybe another day, you'll see that those loop sections appear again. If you ever get sick of one of your loops, it happens. You can delete it here, and then it goes away. You can reset here, and then you're kind of on your way. Also wanted to say that if you have a loop that isn't quite exactly where you want it, you don't have to delete it and start over. While the loop is in an active state, that is, while it's red, you could drag one of the markers here, and that will save it for the future in that particular state. So I'm just going to refresh the page here, and you can see that it is just where it was. There is a question mark right here, which if you click it will show you information about looping and the very video you are watching, which doesn't exist yet, so there's nothing to really click. But soon enough there will be. All right. Happy looping, everybody.